Hi there flippers, and welcome to Second Life Treasures, my brand new channel all about reselling. In particular, we are going to be doing eBay reselling. So we are going to start off today's video with where else but in a charity shop. So we are at the moment in the Dogs Trust. We are going to be looking for a few different things today. But we are going to be going to a total of 8 charity shops in today's video, and yeah, we are looking for a range of different things. Just basically going through and looking to see what we can find to sell. Now, I am completely new to the reselling business. I have literally where you see me now, in the charity shop. This is my very first out into a charity shop to actually buy stuff for resale. So yeah, I am really looking forward to it. And there we go. We will flag up this one here. So it's an Indiana Jones and the Curse of the Crystal Skull. But it is actually a complete copy. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one. Both the disc and the cover were all printed on a home printer. But the main things that I'm going to be looking for when I'm out hunting, I'm going to be looking for DVDs, VHSs if I can find any, board games, puzzles, trainers. I'm only going to be looking at trainers really because at the moment, where I'm still learning, I'm not too sure on what I'm looking for in shoes. At least with trainers, I can basically look them up a lot of the time. So yeah, we are going to start off in the Dogs Trust. We are literally going through the DVDs at the moment. What you'll see I'm doing as well is I am also scanning them as I'm going through. Just looking for the ones really that have got any value above, well, probably above like the £10 mark, because I have actually got a spreadsheet that I run on the computer, and it does actually do all the calculations for me. So it calculates my packaging costs, my shipping costs, and my eBay fees. All I need to put in is basically how much the item costs, and what else? Oh, and what I'm going to sell it for. So yeah, ideally I'm looking for items that are if they're £1, probably £10, and then just going up in a bit at a time. So you'll see just there we've got a Minnie Mouse puzzle. That is actually brand new sealed, and I do scan that on the phone, and it does actually come back. It comes back at about £10, but it comes with £12 shipping. There's none in the UK, they're all being shipped from Germany. So I do actually end up picking that up, and we will make that the first item that we pick up today. But we have got quite a few that we are picking up. I will say the charity shop that we go to after this, it's actually the Melzer House outlet. So it's a big warehouse that I think there's the Melzer House is a charity that runs in Kent, and I think this is where they basically send all of their donations go into this place, and then anything that doesn't sell in the shops also goes back to this place as well. So it's really it's normally where I start my charity shop hunting when I go out, but unfortunately the footage actually corrupted, so I'm really gutted. The camera died just after I started, so we haven't got footage of that, but I do pick something up, and you'll see that at the end when we go through what I pick up. So at the moment we are just walking into Sue Ryder Foundation. This is another, it's quite a big shop actually. It's actually a former Blockbuster. So there's a lot in there. There's a lot of furniture which I'm not looking at. I'm literally just walking straight past, but they do have sort of a good selection of sort of DVDs. I think what I'm looking at there is a Haynes jet engine sort of kit, and you basically sort of put it together, and it's meant to sort of show you sort of how a jet engine works. I can't remember how much they had it for, but there was literally no money to make for it. So after buying it, I think it was probably about £3 or £4. So after we bought it, packaged it, and sort of with the fees and that on it, we would have probably made a loss on that. So I skipped that one, but just sort of scanning through the DVDs at the moment, seeing what there is to find. A lot of the DVDs in this shop are quite common, so they've got no real value to them. But what we'll do is we'll move on now to the next charity shop, and that is going to be the RSPCA. So I really like this store for sort of the DVDs and video games, because everything is 50p each. So yeah,
sorry mate.
Really
right.
sort of good value here. And pretty much there you go. Straight away, we find some Wii games. So these are 50p each. With the computer games or console games or anything like that, I'm not buying them for resale. So I am actually sort of a games collector. I've got a massive games collection at home, and I have also got another YouTube channel where I sort of cover all of the games hunting. So yeah, that is so this footage, the footage on the sort of the games will actually sort of be used over on that channel. So yeah, any of the games, I'm not looking at them to basically flip, and unless I accidentally buy a double, then yeah, I'll just stick that in and we will flip that. But yeah, if you do see any video games in these videos, they're purely for my personal collection. And we've got there, so this is actually a sealed copy of the Haunted Mansion. So I wanted to have a look, see how much sealed copies are going for. And no, I'm not going to have my phone in shot, am I? So what I'll do is I'll stick the comps up on screen for the sealed version of the Haunted Mansion. It's not worth a lot. It was a couple of quid at best. So yeah, that one got left behind. So we've got another Wii game there. So I'll stick that in the pile. As I say, they're only 50p each. So for me, they're sort of great to sort of bolster my collection. Got a load more DVDs just over the other side here, but going through them there was nothing there, so I've hopped over to the other side of the store, which is where all the shoes and the clothing and that is. I am not looking at clothing at the moment. Once again, it's something I've got to sort of get my sort of knowledge up on. But yeah, we've got a pair of Converse All Stars here. I believe they are women's. But I can't remember how much they were looking for them.
That's
I think it was a fair amount, and there was also quite a sort of big stain on sort of one of the shoes as well. So yeah, you wouldn't really have made any profit out of them. Okay, next charity shop that we are going to is Making a Difference Maidstone. So this is another sort of really interesting shop actually. It's one that I've visited sort of quite often when I've been doing sort of my game hunting. Their prices can be sort of all over the shop, so it's a real sort of, you've got to look around to sort of try and find the bargains in here. Or when I say bargains, I mean the items to resell. So I'm just having a look through the DVD box sets that they've got there at the moment. Once again, I think I have a look at a couple, but they're not really sort of worth anything. Over the next few weeks, sort of, we are going to be doing sort of a load of charity shops. We're going to be doing from next week. There'll be videos are going to be released on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I'm expecting them all to sort of arrive about 1 o'clock. Tuesday's video is going to be a boot fair video. So from Tuesday next week, there'll be a boot fair video each week. Thursday's video is going to be a midweek charity shop hunt. So that will be me visiting the Dogs Trust and two others that are near where I work. And then the Saturday video will be me heading into the town centre and going around all of the charity shops that are in the town centre. I think there's about 8 or 9 in total in the actual town centre. So yeah, there'll be 3 videos a week from next week. So yeah, nothing there in the DVDs. So I actually go over into the corner here. There's a lot of arts and crafts around here, but right over in this corner there is sort of vintage books. So you'll see in a sec. There you go, right at the bottom there. It's actually a stack of old Dandy comics. Some of you may not have a clue what Dandy is. So Dandy was actually, I think it was by the same publisher as the Beano, which were two sort of comic books that were released. Oh, God knows when they started, but I know they were about when I was younger. And then this is actually a Rupert the Bear audio tape storybook set. So it's got 4 storybooks in it and an audio cassette. The packaging's a bit battered, but sort of when I flip it round, it's only £1. And yeah, I think sold comps we're looking at about £15. So yeah, that's another good pickup for today. And just looking around the rest of the section, there's not really anything else there, and unless I was to actually sort of stand there and sort of literally scan sort of every single thing there. Yeah, I didn't see sort of nothing jumped out at me. So next up, we are at the British Heart Foundation. So British Heart Foundation is another shop that I visit sort of quite often for sort of video games. The only thing I find with the British Heart Foundation is that I do find that their prices are on the sort of the upper end of sort of where they need to be. I do think that they do a lot of research on eBay, because their prices are, well, some of their prices are comparable to eBay, but equally I have seen some stuff in there, sort of especially up the back where they've got all the books. There's a couple of anime books that have been there for absolutely ages, and they're asking sort of like 40, 60, 80 quid for some of them. So yeah, their prices are a bit all over the shop. As I say, sometimes you can get bits and pieces, but I don't think we actually managed to pick anything up today. But yeah, so they're just having a look at the board games there. Now I'm just walking sort of up to the back. So this is where all of the DVDs, the Blu-rays, there's obviously loads of books there. Once again, I am sort of scanning the books, more looking for sort of titles that I know. So like the Harry Potters, for example, is something that I look out for. Once again, I'm still learning sort of with my books. But we move on. You see there's a couple of games there as well. So we've got some PlayStation 1 games there, some Wii games, I believe. There's some PSP, and I think there's some Xbox 360 there as well. So as I say, I will probably be picking up a couple of bits and pieces here, but they will be featured on my other channel. And as I say, Anything sort of video game related is going into my video game collection. It's not being bought for resale. And I'm just having a scan through, sort of looking at the DVDs. They do have sort of quite a few sort of box sets, but once again, it is all sort of common titles, so there's nothing sort of absolutely sort of jaw-dropping. So yeah, I've just had sort of another nose through the DVDs, and sort of as I sort of turn around to sort of walk away, I noticed this record here. So this is a Pinky and Perky record. So I think what Pinky and Perky was 1960s, I believe. Once again, it was before my time, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think it was about the 1960s it was about. So I thought I'd sort of pick it up, sort of scan it sort of through the eBay app. And once again, unfortunately, I was actually quite hoping that this would be worth something, but no, it was about sort of £4 or £5 sort of sold comps. So yeah, once again, not really sort of worth picking up. So next up, we are now in the Melzer House charity shop. So this is separate. And you'll see there, just next to the high top trainers, I was looking at another pair of night trainers. Now, with the sort of the night trainers, are actually really easy to sort of look up. So when you sort of look on the inside of the tongue, there's a style code, and yeah, I looked these up, couldn't find the style code. Probably spent about sort of 5-10 minutes sort of trying to find them online. The closest that I could find were the Nike Air Force Ones, and what I ended up doing, I think they were £7. I think I actually ended up picking them up, bringing them home, and sort of then doing a bit more research into them once I got home, to realise that they actually weren't Air Force Ones. They were actually counterfeit. So luckily, they do have a 14-day return period, so I was able to sort of bring them back. And yeah, so we are now in the second to last charity shop for today's video, and this is the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, or PDSA. So I've gone straight to the DVD section, and I'm just having a look. Obviously the box sets are all up the top here, so I thought I'd have a quick look through. And we've got Home Alone there. So I think that's Home Alone, I think it was 1 and 2, or 1, 2 and 3 possibly. Looking at how thick the box is. Once again, I look it up, and it's not really worth anything for what it would cost. I think you were looking at probably about £6 or £7 sort of all in, with sort of like fees, postage, and packing material. So I think it was sort of £2 or £3 sort of for the actual DVD itself. But as I'm scrolling through, I do then notice this. So this is a Sean Connery 007 box set. And when I scan it, the sold comps that are coming up at sort of around 25 to £30. And it's priced up at £3. So that is definitely one that I am going to sort of grab. And there's a bit of a spoiler, we do actually have a absolutely amazing James Bond sort of pick up from this store in the next video. I think it's the next video. So yeah, just sort of scanning through, just seeing if there is anything else. As I say, once again, the DVDs are they're all the sort of more common ones. There's no sort of really sort of obscure titles that were sort of jumping out at me. There were actually, obviously, before coming here as well, I think between sort of Make a Difference in Maidstone and the British Heart Foundation, there was about 4 or 5 other charity shops that I went to in between. but there was literally sort of nothing in them. So that's why I've sort of cut the footage out. And then I'm just having a look at some of the video games. So once again, anything video games I will sort of have a look. So I think I do pick up a couple of video games here. Yeah, we've got FIFA, we've got an Assassin's Creed there for the PS3. The FIFA was for Xbox 360. So yeah, a couple of really nice games there. And then we're on to our last charity shop now of today's video, and this is the Peggy Wood Foundation. So I've had a look round to sort of DVDs and the books section. So I'm just having a sort of quick scout through the clothing section. There isn't really sort of a lot here. I think I look up these sort of Puma shoes, and there's nothing in them at all. They weren't in the best of condition either, if I remember rightly. So yeah, so that is going to be it for sort of our out and about. So let's head back home and we can go through everything I've managed to pick up today. So here we are back from the charity shops and we are back home now. So let's have a look at what we actually managed to sort of pick up today. First off, we picked up the Minnie Mouse jigsaw puzzle. I picked that up for £3.50, and looking online we're getting sold comps of up to sort of £20. That is sort of £20 including shipping. So obviously I am going to sell it sort of with free postage. So I'll put it on for 20 and see how that one goes. Then next up is the Thomas the Tank books. So these are from the 1980s, and what actually happened is I didn't actually get these on film because my GoPro, or my sort of camera that I was using, decided to stop recording for some reason. So I completely missed that. That actually come from the Melzer House outlet. So yeah, I picked those up. There are 17 books there, and I paid £4. So you see just there, £4 for the set. And that is, so there is a series of books. I believe there are 15 books in the series. I've got, there's 16 books in the series. I've got 15 of them, so I'm missing one. And the series normally sells for about £30 to £35. So I'm probably going to look to sort of put them up for £30. And then the two duplicates that I've got, I'm going to sell separately. So that would be another sort of £4. So £34 total for those books is what I'm expecting. Then next up, we've got the Rupert the Bear story on tape and books. So this has got the 4 story books in, as well as an audio tape. So that one I paid £1 for, and I believe if I remember rightly, the sold comps on there are about £15. So yeah, that was a very good find. And then the last pull for today was the Sean Connery 007 box set. So that has got all of his films in, all of his James Bond films, sorry. Paid £2 for that one, as you can see from the label. And the sold comps on that are going for about £30. So, absolutely brilliant today. So, looking at everything, we paid a total of £10.50. So that leaves us with £39.50 in the budget for our next charity shop hunt. Total sales I'm expecting is about £99. Obviously that is before sort of shipping, eBay fees and packaging. So from that, I am anticipating, if everything sells for what I list it for, I'll be looking at a profit of £48.75 after fees and after shipping. So from £10.50 to £48.75. Obviously that £48.75 as well doesn't include the original £10.50 as well. So that is on top of everything. And yeah, I think it was a really, really good haul for our first time out. So I am going to get all these photographed now, get them put up on eBay, and hopefully in the next video we will have sold some and we can sort of top up the budget. But with that said, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. All the likes and subscribes really help me sort of beat the YouTube algorithm, so they are massively appreciated. You can also follow me on social media. I will have links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram in the description down below. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this first trip out. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, bye.